not sure who the second was. Marcy, you have to help me out.
It was Jason.
Jason.
Oh, Jason. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Okay. Corey, we're going to handle the hearing of visitors the same way as always.
Yes, any questions we get, they'll be filtered to me, and then I'll filter them to you.
So we'll just move on and handle any questions at the end of the meeting.
Yep.
Okay. I need a motion to accept this evening's agenda.
So moved.
Stacy?
Mhm.
Have a
Second.
second? Kathy, okay. Any questions? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All right. Moving to the hearing of public, as we just said, we'll take any questions at the end of the meeting. So moving on to the personnel section of the consent agenda. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
I think that was that Kathy?
Jason.
And Jason. All right. Any questions on the personnel section of the consent agenda? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That's carried as well. All right, so moving on to the non-personnel section of the consent agenda. There's quite a few things in there. Some of the standard things, but we've also got the AS7 contract for BOCES. We have the budget vote tally. And we also have the repair reserve increase to the budget that we had the public hearing on last month. So the monies from the repair reserve are being moved into the general fund, and the appropriations are being increased accordingly. So I think it was like $214,000. So with all of that in there, I need a motion. I'm sorry.
So moved.
Okay. Jason, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Kathy. Okay, any questions regarding the non-personnel section of the consent agenda? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Okay, we're not gonna, I don't have a president's report. Corey, we'll move on to your section.
Okay, great. First of all, just referencing the repair reserve, that work has been completed. We will be installing flooring this summer to go over that area. But they really did a fine job of going in there and replacing that old piping for us to be able to move forward now. So problem solved there. That was a good fix that needed to happen, considering what could happen if that pipe were to actually go. So, I want to begin by thanking our voters. As you can see, almost about a 75% approval rate from our voters. And, we're very, very thankful for our voters and our entire school community for their support. That being said, also want to share our unofficial graduation rate, which this year I believe is the highest that I can recall at any point in time in the district that I've seen. We're at a 99% graduation rate, and our dropout rate is 1.38%. Some might say, well, is that from COVID and every kid just passed? No, that's actually the cohort rate. So it starts with those students when they come into the high school in 9th grade. So we've seen a significant improvement in our graduation rates over the last 4 to 5 years. And this is something for our staff to be really, really proud of, to get to that 99% mark. So I want to thank them for all their hard work, and obviously, we're 99%, but we're always in continuous improvement, being a professional learning community, and it won't doubt me one bit if we get to 100% with our staff. On this Thursday, just to update you, we will have a parade at 6 p.m. That's leaving Appalachian, and any board members that would like to join us. It will be the senior class and some of the staff that will be doing a car parade, decorating their cars, going from Appalachian down 434, I believe, and then across the bridge through town in Owego. So looking forward to it. Should be a special night for our seniors, for the community to be able to come out and support them. As you've seen on the graduation plans, per the 150 visitors to graduation, we have 3 sessions planned for Friday night at 6, 7, and 8 p.m. We do have cleaning incorporated into each one of those in between. So we're expecting about a 40 to 45 minute session, about 15 minutes for our staff to do cleaning. And then the next group would come in after that. And then Saturday morning, we have 2 scheduled for 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock. So far, looking at the weather, looks like it's going to be somewhat decent. I think we're looking at high 70s, somewhere in that range, and hopefully the rain will stay away. Just quickly on APPR guidance, I know that I've sent you this in updates before, but we received this maybe a couple of weeks ago. Finally out of the governor's office and with the state education department, that we are allowed now to move forward with APPR. So you'll start to see our 10-year recommendations come through in July and August, this year a little bit later because we were waiting on that guidance. So we'll be taking a look at several of those over the next couple months. Our capital project's been approved, which I did updated you as well in an email. So we are moving forward. We're on a much tighter timeline than we anticipated, considering what happened with COVID. We expected to be approved a couple of months ago. So now we're looking at items that we can complete this summer to get completed before students would be to come back in September. So we've got to make an adjustment on our construction management plan and to fit those needs. So we're looking at that. There's some work in Appalachian that will take place, and there's also some work at OFA, and we will talk a little bit more about some of those details at the next meeting as far as a capital project for this summer, but we will be starting. Just quickly, so you're aware, I'll update you on the June 29th meeting. Our administrative staff's been working hard behind the scenes. Again, Bob will give a quick cap project update. I'm going to have the administrative staff give presentations on potential reopening plans and what are some of the challenges and guidelines that we might see. We're still waiting to hear from New York State on what those guidelines might be, but we don't feel like we're ever in a position where we can sit and wait for someone to tell us what to do. So we've got some preliminary plans that we'll share with you, really around two major areas of health and safety, and then academically, how we're going to go about moving forward in September. Also, just to update you quickly, our remote summer learning planning, we've had several students who at the K-6 level where teachers have reached out to families and to students to those that they would like to attend the program. So that will be kicking off at July 6th. We're going to wait and see a little bit on this next round of guidance with phase 4, what it looks like for us in terms of athletic programs being able to start to get together and other different ways that we can start to potentially get kids on campus. So we're waiting for that guidance to come from the New York State Public High School Athletic Association, and also from the governor's office as well. So those will be quite a few of the items for our next meeting on the 29th. Let's see, am I missing anything else on my list here? I think that's it. I just go back to, again, this was a tricky year for budget vote, being absentee ballot. I can't thank Marcy and Shauna enough. I'm not sure their fingers have healed up from all the work of opening thousands of envelopes. Just doing a great job throughout the entire process. I think one of the things that we recognize is there, with 1,700 plus folks who did say yes, that there's, some great support for our school district and for our kids, and, very, very appreciative of that. And I think that is all I have at the moment. There's lists and lists of other things, but I'll bring those to you later.
Okay, Corey. I was just on the sidelines there with Mike Phelps. I don't think he remembered the meeting was tonight.
Oh, that's okay.
Anyway, I asked him if he was going to join us. Okay, so moving on. We don't have any committee reports. I don't know if we have any public comments yet, Corey.
I have not seen any yet.
All right.
Hold on one second. Let's see what we got here. I have none so far coming across on my.
Okay.
If we do get some later, we'll certainly reach out to those folks and answer those questions if they seem to have any.
Well, that's fine then.
Real quick too, Gene, as I got thinking about something as well, we did just send out a survey today to our parents and our students, just trying to get some information around remote learning and how we can improve that process, just in case we end up having to use it again in the fall in some circumstances. So we look forward to that information. There's going to be more and more surveys that are going to go out. As part of the reopening process and our plans, we're doing the initial presentations to the board, but after that, our plans are to seek some staff to be on the committees, some parents and some students as well to take part. We're going to have to move fairly quickly in the early part of July, because what I'm hearing is we're going to be required to submit some type of plans to the state of our intentions for the fall. So be prepared for that. Certainly some board members, if you'd love to be on those committees as well, reach out to myself and let me know. It'll primarily be health and safety, and then the other piece will be academic and how we'll handle those things. I promise that's it.
That's fine, Corey. Okay, well, as I understand it, we're going to have an executive session after the meeting. So for the time being, we need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved. Second.
Jason? Stacy, I believe. All in
Second.
favor? Oh, you got the second, Jason? All right.
Ever.
Whatever. I hope Marcy can hear better than me.
I got it.
Thanks, Marcy.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed. All right, so I guess all of us